Hey everyone, how's it going? I figured I'd record a video here as I walk along this trail, just listening to a podcast. I had a couple conversations with people this morning, so I had something on my mind that I wanted to share, and it seems like a good time to do it. Hopefully I don't trip over a stump or a rock and fall into this. But the topic I want to talk about has to do with time. And time is the biggest concern of most people when it comes to their health, because, to be frank, most adults are quite busy with a lot of other things in life besides just focusing on themselves. And they might have an hour, half an hour each day to spend on themselves. And people often, like, when they're getting started, they don't know the amount of time that they have to put in can be daunting, right? Or they feel very daunting to them. Like, how much time do I actually need to commit to this health stuff in order to make a difference? And the kind of going message that we receive online is that it's a lot of time, because you got to get up and you got to do your workout first, and you got to take this supplement, then you got to time your caffeine right, then you got to get in some walks outside, then you got to meal prep your food, and you got to meditate, and you got to, okay, that's 3 hours of time, and I have 30 minutes. I don't have time for this right now, and it's not the right time in my life to make the change. And it just doesn't have to be like that. You don't need to spend hours and hours every day to make a difference in your health. In fact, I was just reading, it wasn't just reading, it was a newsletter that was sent out earlier this week. I believe it was by Stronger by Science. And they were reviewing a study, and I don't remember all the specific details, but I do recall that in the study they had people just working out, doing bodyweight exercises for 5 minutes a day. These are untrained people. They're not athletes doing this, but untrained people who have not been working out or exercising for a long period of time. And they have them doing, I think it was 5 minutes of exercise. I can't remember if it was daily or not. I don't have all the specifics. It was just 5 minutes. And they saw improvements in their health just by doing 5 minutes a day. Nothing else changed. So and I think the other message is, so the first message is, it doesn't need to be a massive effort. It doesn't need to be hours out of your day to make a difference. You need to find some time to move your body, to do what I'm doing now, double duty, working and walking. Find some time to move your body. Ideally, find some time during the week where you can get in some resistance training, some strength training, 1 or 2 days a week. And if you just did that and walked to the rest of the time, I'm happy with that, honestly. And find some time to focus on your nutrition. Take some time a day. You have a little bit extra time to prepare yourself for the week and making sure your nutrition is in place. You're not going to be relying on ultra processed foods. You're getting good whole quality foods in your diet and feeding yourself appropriately. And then just making sure you go to sleep. If you're doing that, that's not a huge ask, a huge amount of, it is a huge ask, right? It sounds simple, but from a time point of view, the amount of time you need to invest into that compared to the amount of time that you have, 24 hours times 7, all week long. See, if you sleep for 8 of those hours, so minus 8 times 7 too. But anyways, you get the point. It's not a huge amount of time to do some very basic stuff that's going to make a massive impact in your health. The other thing that I want to point out is that sometimes you have to, if you want to change your health, you have to put in a little bit of effort, right? It takes energy to make change. And so it might seem daunting to invest some time into changing your health. And there are certain times in life where it is just probably not the right time to really try to do a complete health overhaul. Having If you have a newborn at home, now's not the time to try and get six-pack abs. If you've never had six-pack abs before. So, you know, there's certain times of life, certain periods of life where sure, I understand that you can't, time is at the premium and trying to make drastic life changes at this point is probably not going to happen. Right. I understand that. But if you really care about your health, you're going to have to invest some effort, some amount of time. And I'm going to argue that time that you're trying to invest there, it's worth its weight in gold because you're talking about your own health. You're talking about something that is going to keep you alive for a long period of time. And not only keep you alive and helping and functional and moving and doing things well into old age. I want to be 9 years old walking down the same trail that I'm walking down right now. That is my goal. I don't want to be stuck inside, not able to do things anymore. I want to be alive and be able to enjoy life, whatever that might mean for you. And yeah, sometimes, especially when we first get started, it's going to take some time to invest into your health. And it will become easier. It won't seem as daunting, but it takes some energy in the beginning to do that. And I'm just want to make the point that if you really care about your health and you really do want to make a change, then the cost of investing in yourself, the time cost, I'm saying, the time cost of investing in yourself is worth it. 100%, right? Like, you might have to cut into your Netflix time or your book reading time or whatever. Some things might have to go to the wayside that you really enjoy. At this point, if you'll need to make a change for health reasons, that's okay. It's worth the trade-off, in my opinion. So, more just a motivation talk on that side of things when it comes to investing time into your health. It takes effort. It's not going to come for free. You can't just passively sit by and change your health, right? Even now with weight loss drugs, with GLP-1s, technically you can take these drugs and with little effort, your body will naturally, due to the drugs, make you eat less and then if the results are, you'll lose weight. You don't have to put any effort in. It's fantastic, right? This is why these drugs are wildly popular right now, is because you didn't have to put any effort into losing weight. You just took the drug and the weight came off. You didn't have to exercise, you didn't have to change your diet, you didn't have to overhaul your nutrition, nothing. You didn't have to hire anyone to help you. It was simple, easy, no effort on your part to do that. However, nothing against these drugs. Personally, I think they're fine. I think when used properly, they are a good tool. But the effort in changing one's health, if you're using this example of a GLP-1, for example, comes in changing your lifestyle so that when you stop taking the drugs, because let's face it, I don't think anyone wants to be taking drugs that they don't have to take. Once you lose the weight, wouldn't it be great that you didn't have to take drugs to maintain that weight? And the only way you have a hope of doing that is by putting in the effort, the time, all that stuff to make lifestyle changes while you're taking the drugs, so that as soon as you stop taking the drugs, you don't go back to your old habits, which brings the weight back to where it was. So in that case, the real health change still requires you to put in some effort. It still takes a little bit of energy to do. So we have to do something. If we want to make change, we have to spend some time, some amount of effort, and put some energy into making changes in our lives. And if now's not the right time, if you really just don't have the energy to do that, I understand. It's okay. Eventually, hopefully things calm down. But there is no free lunch, unfortunately, when it comes to health. It takes time and it takes effort, but it doesn't need to be extreme amounts of time. And you shouldn't be killing yourself to do it. It shouldn't be an all-consuming thing. And it shouldn't feel insane. If it feels insane, it's too much. It's not necessary. It shouldn't be a 3-hour day routine to be healthy. It shouldn't be 7 days a week of just crushing yourself in the gym or eating one food for the rest of your life. Anything on the extreme side is not necessary, but it does take some effort. It does take some time. But like I said, if you want to change your health and live for the long term, live to your 90 and walk on the trail, then it's worth it, I think. I think that sticking around on this earth for a long period of time and still living a meaningful life well into your old age I'll put in a lot of time now to do that while I'm older. So I can continue to live the life I want to live. So with that, I hope you find it useful, informative, somewhat motivational. I say every week that I want people to reach out and ask questions or to help and whatnot, and I'm here to help. So please do. I really, truly mean it. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or have any comments or need some help. The best way to get some help from me is obviously you can reach out to me, but being on the newsletter really is where all the information comes from. And I send out things a couple days a week. And they're free, they're informative, they're exactly the stuff that I work on with my clients. And just put it out there on the internet for free. So if you want to do that, you can go to rjbhealth.coach, click on the newsletter link at the top and enter your email address there. But if you're looking for really, you need some help making some change, I do have some one-on-one coaching spots available. And you can jump on one of those if you want by, again, reaching out to me directly and letting me know, or going to the website, rjbhealth.coach, and just click on the schedule discovery call button. You see right on the homepage there, and fill out that form, and I'll get back to you about some one-on-one coaching. So with that, I hope everyone has a great week. I'll talk to you all soon.